Welcome. I'm glad you're watching this video. My name is Charlene Fike, and I've been a presidential master coordinator with Shaklee and a master coordinator with Shaklee 30 years this year. It's kind of amazing. I had the privilege of starting this business when I was a senior in college, and it's totally changed my trajectory. So I want to invite you kind of to sit in on the conversation that I want to have with our owner and CEO, Roger Barnett, who has graciously agreed to an interview that I asked him to do. And the reason I want to do this is that every year the masters get together in California at our home office in Pleasanton for our annual growth summit. And honestly, it's really one of the times that I most treasure as a master coordinator. And it's really a reason why we want more people to aspire to that rank, because being able to be at this growth summit, one of the highlights for me for that is listening to Roger and his vision. So as we were together, he had to say some kind of cool things, and I kind of one of those people that like to share things with my friends. So I really wanted you to hear some of the conversation of some of what he shared with us. So Roger, thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy, but I so appreciate it. So gracious for you to take the time for me to just ask you a couple questions, and we'll take it from here. Is that good?
Great. Thank you, Charlene. And thank you as well. And congratulations on 30th anniversary of being with Shaklee. It's quite incredible.
Yeah. So when we have this Masters Summit, it's really at a special time of the year because Roger has just come back from Davos. So for those of you who don't know or aren't really following political world news, Davos is one of those things that happens once a year in a teeny little town in Switzerland. And it's really called the Global Economic Forum. So correct me if I'm not saying things right, Roger, but I've been following people who go to Davos mainly because in my college years, I always dreamt that someday I could be a fly on a wall and listen to the power brokers and the educators and business people and politicians who are making policy and decisions about gathering together and thinking about global economics and the environment. And it's such a special time. And I personally don't know anybody who gets to go to Davos, but you are that person. And every year at our summit, it seems to follow right after that economic forum, and you come back and give us some reports. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about why do you go to Davos, for one? Fill in anything that I didn't mention about what Davos is, because it really is an amazing opportunity for some of the top leaders in the world to get together and have discussions and learn from one another. So why do you go in the first place? And then share with me anything you want to, takeaways, and I might ask you some questions about your time there, but I'd like a picture, give us a feel for what it's like to be at that event.
Well, it's a very unique event in the world because it has something like 50 heads of state, presidents of different countries. It's got the CEOs of the top 1,000 companies in the world. It's got the heads of the leading academic institutions, nonprofit organizations, and also religious organizations. And you're in this small town in Davos, Switzerland, and there's a security perimeter around it, so people really can't get in and out. And it's a 5-day event. And what's extraordinary is you get in a concentrated time this sense of what's happening in the world. And what's so interesting this year is that so many people were talking about the impact of technology, of artificial intelligence on people, and how the need is to create income for a sort of middle-class people all over the world. And if you listened, and I personally listened to the president of India and the president of Brazil and the president of Argentina and the president of Germany and the president of Canada, who all were talking about how the critical element for peace and stability in each of their countries is to provide income opportunity for people. But at the same time, you have all these advancements in technology, which are in many areas taking away jobs from people. And so what I came back from Davos was sort of more grateful than ever for the mission that Shaklee that we all embark on, because we provide an opportunity for people to earn a living. Again, you're in your 30th year of Shaklee, and I know how much it's transformed the trajectory of your own family. But most importantly, it's not just yourself, it's the whole team of people that you've guided and coached and mentored. And there's a whole cascading effect of people who've had their lives transformed by it. So the idea that instead of technology replacing people, my worldview is that critical for us to create a economy where people are at the center and technology power people rather than replace them. And what I shared with the Masters in the Growth Summit is that we are investing more in technology and more advancements in technology than I think any other company in the direct selling industry in terms of what we're providing as tools and intelligence. And we're actually harnessing artificial intelligence to help make our distributors better. And we think that's super cutting edge and super cool. And the reason is that we want people to be able to build a business by sharing health and wellness products with others and having a whole holistic journey to wellness.
That's really fantastic, because when I heard you giving some reports of that, I mean, I think some of us are watching our state change. I know I've seen so many changes in my lifetime of directions of people who thought they had secure jobs and that they were guaranteed that if they went to school, their lives would be like a well-oiled machine. But that has so changed, and we're not living in that world. So when you hear some of where the economic trends are going, if we're talking to our friends, how do we share the story more effectively about the unique perspective that we offer? Because it's almost like this mission that Dr. Shaklee started and this mission that you fell in love with and have been guiding also is like, it's kind of like a perfect storm where people want that. But how would we better share this kind of opportunity with our friends in a way that they can catch the vision for the uniqueness that our industry and our particular company has with what's happening globally?
So the first thing is that we are in the midst of a global revolution in the wellness industry. And Dr. Shaklee pioneered the wellness movement when he invented the multivitamin in the United States, but far more than just inventing the multivitamin and inventing plant-based protein and a variety of other nutritional supplements is the idea of this holistic ecosystem of wellness. And that's why we developed one of the first biodegradable, non-toxic green cleaning products, because if you have chemicals in your home, you're not going to be healthier. You need nutrition inside of you. But we also need to live in a healthy planet. And that's why we're the first company in the world to offset our carbon emissions, so as to leave no footprint on this earth. So if you take a look at the environment that we live in, both externally with pollution outside and also the pollution inside our home, which sometimes is far worse with the chemicals we have, the fuel that your body needs to thrive, the support and community that we provide from this amazing Shaklee family of people who so care deeply about helping others along their journey, you get to a situation where you really can help people transform their health. And more, I've come to realize the wisdom of this integrative approach, that if you have one single product or one single technology, that's insufficient to get an entire wellness effect. And I think that people are now embracing the idea that it's a whole wellness lifestyle, and you need information and content. And so many Shaklee people have shared and educated others how to actually take care of their health. And you incorporate fitness and exercise and nutrition and non-chemicals and this whole purity of ingesting of what you put inside of your body. And that's a movement which is not just here in the United States, but it's spreading throughout Asia. And Asia is the most populous region of the world. And so we're expanding our presence there because we've been in Japan for 42 years, but we've been in some countries much less than that. And we're also going to be opening up new countries to take advantage of the massive growth that's happening there. And so this message of wellness is critical. And then...
go ahead. I keep talking more about the message of wellness.
Well, the message of wellness is, again, it's a holistic message. And we're determined to provide content and information at the same time as great products. And in our view, what does it mean to have a great product? It has to be clinically proven. And it's not that the ingredients are clinically proven or some other vendor or supplier gives us a clinical study. It's clinical studies that we have done on our own products. And we're the only company in the world that has long-term evidence that if you take our products for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that you will have a radically different health outcome than those who took somebody else's products or no products at all. And that's a very unique distinction in the marketplace, because at the end of the day, the reason why people are taking wellness products is they want to have the health benefit. And the health benefit at the end of the day requires it to be effective, so it works, but it also has to be safe over time, because there's fat ingredients that today seem like they're interesting, but tomorrow we discover are not helpful for you. And so to have generations of families that are living healthier, better lives safely and effectively is a great gift to give to people.
Yep, yep. I remember when I was first introduced to Shaklee, I was listening with one set of ears. And I think that a lot of our friends and customers, maybe they're interested just in the environment. I know, like my mother-in-law, if you had come to her, she was a nurse, and said, you need to try our nutrition products, she would have never given Shaklee the time of day. But she came because she was an environmentalist. And so because of that path, now she started experiencing the quality of Shaklee and how it shaped the health of the environment. And it made her more open towards other products. And then, the rest is history. She really fell in love with the nutritional products. And I think that's pretty the interesting part, that as I talk to people about our financial opportunity, and I think it's a point we forget to talk about, is that we offer like a wellness package that encompasses so much of life, that we can enter conversations with people at the places they're at and then expose them to greater and greater measures of wellness. And you said something that I've not been able to shake since the our summit, and maybe you don't even remember how you said it. So I'm going to repeat what I heard you say. And that was that you said that you felt like we've been focusing on being the number one nutrition company, and you had a different kind of vision coming out of Davos. Do you want to talk about that and the
Sure.
rewording of that? Because I think it's powerful for us to hear and embrace and absorb, so that that's how we are communicating our vision with our friends.
I think we've been very proud of the fact that for many, many years, we said we're the number one natural nutrition company in the United States. And that message resonates all over the world, because people in other countries want to kind of copy the trends that are started in the United States in the nutrition field. But as I began to really think and listen to all the different aspects of challenges that people are experiencing from a health perspective, that I did not think that was broad enough for what Shaklee really offers. And that's why we said, instead of becoming the number one natural nutrition company in the United States, we want to become the number one wellness brand in the United States. And I think the secret of that is not just this portfolio of products, which you said, because there's some people who will enter Shaklee from our clinically proven natural skincare line, which is people want to look younger longer.
Right.
There'll be people who come in because they want to lose weight. There's almost 80 million people who are going to sort of diabetic or pre-diabetic. There's people who are going to want specific conditions. They want to have more energy. They want to have more vitality. There's people who are in the sports world, and we pioneer the sports nutrition supplement industry with our research on protein. And so as you go through these different entry points, you start to share more and more knowledge of how to live a holistically healthy life.
Right.
And because we believe that personal connection to people and coach and guidance, and we have so many people who have so many years of wisdom of sharing a healthier lifestyle, that will help people be more successful on their wellness journey. And so it just seems that the number one natural nutrition company, while it's a great badge of honor, is insufficiently broad. We're actually gone beyond that, and it's bigger than that in a holistic wellness concept.
I love that. And I think that I'm encouraging all of us to embrace this kind of language. I know, Roger, one of the things that I've so appreciated about your leadership over the years is that there are certain people that you listen to that have nuances and pace with language. And you say some things, and I think it really makes sense for us in the field to just really pay attention to the ways that you say something. And you said, after you promoted this concept of that, that's what you provided. You said we provide a 360-degree ecosystem of wellness. And I mean, I wrote that down. My spirit just leaped inside. I was writing it down furiously, and then I kept repeating that to myself on the way home. And I kept thinking, it's like my awareness of what I produce and what I am about just rose out of the roof. And it was like, no, that's what we are about in Shaklee. We provide a 360-degree ecosystem, which means that we provide health for the environment, obviously health for ourselves, our skin, our children, etc. But financial opportunity is also part of that wellness package. And we have this amazing family in Shaklee and an ecosystem that provides something that so many people are looking for. So I am so grateful for that languaging, which is why I wanted to have this interview, because I wanted other people to hear it, because I think it's worth repeating in our presentations and the way we talk to people. I know so many of us get asked, what do you do? And it's just a pithy little thing you can say. I provide a 360-degree ecosystem of wellness, and then let them ask us what that's about. You can take that any way you want, but that's where my mind was going. And I was so encouraged by the vision you were laying out. So that's fantastic. So coming out of your experience with other economic leaders and where things are at financially, globally, opportunities, where do you see some of the best opportunities for like young people today, or even people who are retiring, getting ready to retire, that maybe aren't ready? Like a lot of our retirement ages, like 65 was set so many years ago, because I think the life expectancy when it was set was 61, and we're not living to 61 anymore. So our environment has changed on both ends. People who are entering the job market and people who are saying, I'm not quite ready yet to retire. So what advice would you give either one of them if they were looking at an opportunity in Shaklee, or for us who are sharing that with our friends that are kind of on either end of the spectrum? What would you say are ways that we can more effectively share this mission that we have to provide this 360 degrees of wellness, and finances being part of that?
I think it's hard for people today, as they're entering the workforce, to find a job that actually, one, to get one, and two, to get one that has meaning to it, right? Because people, and the best thing about the generation Z, that we're coming up with new names for everybody, but the people who are entering, the college graduates today, and even the ones that graduated 5-10 years ago, are the concern that they really don't want to spend their time doing something that doesn't matter to them. And it's actually a conversation that I have with my children. They're trying to understand in school, when they study certain subjects, what's the point and the relevance. And young people today are trying to connect the dots and say, how is what I'm doing and spending all my time, because time is valuable, and how is it going to make a difference? So the second thing is, for people who are older, they're going to outlive the income that was put aside in their retirement program. And that's a serious challenge, because the ability for older people to get into the workforce is very, very little. And the whole workforce is restructuring. So even if you have a job.
Right.
So I think the idea of wherever you are in the spectrum, to be able to have an additional income stream, whether it's part-time or full-time, additional income stream around something that is going to grow for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And the health and wellness movement, this whole wellness revolution, is going to grow for decades to come, because there are billions of people are starting to, still very early stage of adopting the mindset of taking control of your health. Because most people think it's your genes, it's what your parents do. It's like, I'm born with it and my health is predestined. But 60 to 80% of all chronic diseases, the largest chronic disease, are largely preventable through diet and lifestyle choices that people can make. So it's not too late to live healthier, and choices you make can really make a huge difference in your health. And so that whole business industry, which Dr. Shaklee helped pioneer, is just going to grow. So to be able to be part of that, and then have the satisfaction of knowing that you're part of a movement to help make the world a healthier and better place and make families healthier and better. And the impact that we can do together is so much greater than any one of us can do apart. And because it's a business model, which just it doesn't have you kind of have to figure it all out on your own, with the investments that we're making in technology, I think the Shaklee business in particular is going to get easier, more effective, more value for the time that you put into it, because we're applying state-of-the-art artificial intelligence responses to help people know exactly what to do as they build their Shaklee business. And that allows them to connect on a human level with people and help people. And if you care about other people, right? We were founded on the golden rule. If you care about other people and their journey and their health and their ability to earn an income and making them feel part of a bigger movement, then you have a much greater chance of being successful in our business. And that's what's really remarkable, is everybody has the ability to have relationships with people. Everybody has time. The question is, how do you use it? Everybody can choose how much effort they can be in. But we try to provide a business opportunity that's accessible to anyone who puts the time and effort into it and has the desire to help other people. And we're getting better and better and better. We're investing tens of millions of dollars in providing systems that help people be more successful at that if they put the time and effort into it. And I'm really excited about that, because the demand for this kind of a business opportunity is enormous. And it's so rare to have a company with a history and legacy of Shaklee with all the modernity and innovation from products. And if you see that, let's say, I think close to 50% of our products come from product lines that we've developed during my time at Shaklee. They're patented products. They're totally unique in the marketplace. They're clinically proven into it. And now with this wave of technology coming behind it, we just kind of continuously provide people with the things that they want and things that they need to live a thriving life. And how cool it is that that's your business. You know, yeah. I feel very grateful for that.
Well, that to me it's a good place for us to end. I have one more kind of like comment, or see if you want to add any more to this, but I feel like we've never been at a better place in Shaklee's history to really make a dent in the lives of other people. Of course, we've always made great conversations about the environment and the health of our friends, but there are so many people that are looking for the solutions that we have, that really want to partner with a company that's not full of hype and that take shortcuts to get to where they're going to go for just expediency, whatever. We've had a long trajectory of that solidity. And one of the things when I'm presenting the opportunity as a means for, something for people to consider this as a career choice, or something that they can add a stream of income that can grow towards a significant stream for them. One of the things I want them to focus on is the fact that we have a long history of innovation and a commitment to innovation. And I know that you have a commitment to continue innovating, because in our industry, we're only as good as the innovation of our new products. So if you could close us out by just maybe crystallizing your vision for the commitment towards innovative products, innovation. We can't tell some of the things that are on the docket,
right.
But I'd like for people to just get the sense that that's a component of what Shaklee offers, because I don't see that in very many other our competitors in the industry, that I think sets us apart as the perfect storm to marry something that people are especially looking for today. So if we close out our conversation together on just your thoughts on the commitment to innovation, I think that would help round out our conversation today.
Innovation is totally aligned with our mission, because we want to provide everyone on the planet with a healthier life. And you've got to plant the seeds of innovation. Sometimes it takes 5 years for a product to come to market. We started investing in exploring certain trends or potential areas for innovation 5 years ago. Sometimes it can happen faster, 1 year, 2 years. But the point is that it requires real innovation, requires substantial investment. And if you really want to do real science, you can also partner with leading science scientists. So we try to get very close to people who win Nobel Prizes in medicine and in other areas. And, one of the winners of the Nobel Prize in Medicine, Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, is on our scientific advisory board. And we work closely with her in trying to share the idea of telomeres and living younger longer. And those kinds of partnerships with people like that, partnerships with the NASA space program, partnerships with our Olympic athletes who know their bodies so well. And if we can fine-tune the performance of the most elite athletes in the world, we can apply that technology to all of us mere mortals. And as we collaborate with different research universities around the world, and of course we have our own Shaklee scientists, we have developed so many things. I just spent part of my time in Davos meeting with the CEOs of some of the leading like-minded global suppliers of different nutrients and ingredients around the world, and said, look, we've developed so many firsts at Shaklee. We want to continue to do that. And they're so excited to partner with us to bring their latest and greatest innovations in the marketplace. Between our scientists and their scientists and our wonderful Shaklee family, we have a go-to-market way to tell the story. And because our products aren't on a shelf, we have the time to really explain why something is new. So just like we helped educate people on taking a multivitamin, we can help educate people on these latest advances. And it's really exciting and important, because what we're creating today and what we're going to be creating tomorrow and coming out with the products in the marketplace are going to have a positive impact on human health. And because of our scale, we get to do that at scale in different countries. And that's really what our mission is all about. And that's why everybody's part of us. In addition to making your part-time or full-time income, you get to actually be part of a much greater impact. And that's what life's all about, impact.
It is all about. So thank you for this, taking the time for an interview. And if you're listening to this, this is a perfect opportunity to, maybe re-listen to some and listen to nuances and words and the encouragement of the vision that Roger has for where we're going. And I know that it's not every day that, just that little throwaway that he just said right at the end, like he was gathering with other industry leaders about supply and opportunity for us to source some of our raw materials. I mean, how many people can say that their networks give them that kind of exposure? So I feel comfortable that we are in good hands with that, and grateful that you are leading us towards steps of innovation, and that we are committed together towards that 360-degree wellness vision. And more importantly, we can truly impact the lives of our friends and family and those who are yet that we haven't met, that are still searching for us, that we have the chance to do that. So I'd encourage you to listen to this interview again and share it with your friends. It's a perfect thing for them to do while they're working out or in the car, and just listen to this conversation with Roger and I. So thank you for taking the time to do it. I appreciate it, and we'll get the word out. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Charlene. Have a great Shaklee day.